Hi everyone, let us quickly have a look at GBP USD. As you guys can see, we are currently on the monthly chart of GBP USD, and I can see that we had a very nice M structure in this region, which has a neckline at more or less this level over here. As much as we have that neckline, we can also see that the neckline is yet to be broken to the downside. So for now, we will not focus too much on this neckline. However, another thing that is also very much interesting is the fact that we have this candlestick over here. It is a liquidity candlestick, and it tells us that at that level where it ends at the bottom, there's a whole lot of liquidity stuck at that level, and this tells us that price at one point or another has to push further down to that level to grab that liquidity, and that may possibly be also price breaking this particular neckline of that M structure, right? So let's proceed. So I'm just gonna mark that candlestick because it is very much important. Let's see, just bear with me while I mark that level, which is a liquidity level. Let's see, here we go. I'm just gonna make that a different color, just bear with me. Let's see, make it a blue. There we go. Right. So I'm also going to add a neckline to that M structure. Just there goes our M structure, our neckline rather. There we go, more or less. There we go, there goes our neckline, right? So what else do we see on this chart that we should be paying close attention to? So we also have this candlestick over here. It is a liquidity candlestick as well, and it is carrying a whole lot of liquidity at that point where this level is actually, and at some point we will see price head up to that level to grab that liquidity. So we also had a very nice M structure over here with a neckline being there. We saw price breaking to the bottom side of that M structure, or rather the bottom side of that neckline, and then heading back up to test that neckline. And yeah, the neckline held, and we would have looked for selling opportunities at this point, and you guys can see that we saw price pushing further down, right? And it looks like it's going to complete this very nice M structure over here at this level, should things go as planned, right? And that would also make sense because, as I said to you guys, that this candlestick right here where it ends, we have a whole lot of liquidity that's trapped at that level, right? So yeah, let's continue. Is there anything else of interest that you guys see on this particular chart? The answer is yes. So as much as we have this very nice M structure, just also bear in mind that we have an opposing structure, being this W structure over here, and it's actually a potential triple bottom, or rather an inverted head and shoulders pattern, with this side being the left hand shoulder, this side being the head, and this side potentially being the right hand shoulder, right? So we just need to ensure that we are up to speed in as far as all the possible outcomes that may occur in as far as GBP USD is concerned, right? So we just need to be careful, as I said. However, let's head down to the smaller time frames to see if we can find any buying or selling opportunities, right? So just bear with me as we head down to the weekly chart. So here we are on the weekly chart. So what else do we see on this chart? What else do we see on this chart that we should be paying attention to? One thing that I see that is also very much interesting is the fact that we have another W structure, a potential W structure rather, at this level over here, right? And I can tell you now that what's currently happening is a lot of traders and investors are actually waiting for the current weekly candlestick to close as a bullish candle, and as soon as it does that, they will be buying, as the anticipation is that price would form a very nice W structure over here, right? And just also bear in mind that this W structure could be a trap, because remember on the monthly chart we spoke about that M structure which has a neckline at this point, right? And this zone over here, which is a W formation, is currently happening more or less over here, right? And what may actually happen is price on the weekly chart, once it has closed as a bullish candlestick and a lot of traders and investors have purchased or bought at this level, it may move to around this level and then push further down to get all of those stop losses that would be placed at that level. So we just need to be careful in as far as buying or selling goes, right? Nonetheless, let's proceed. So what else do we see on this chart? What else do we see on this chart that we should be paying attention to? I don't see anything further really. So what I'm going to do now is head down to the daily chart. So here we are on the daily chart. The first thing that I'm going to do in as far as the daily chart is concerned is add my daily channel. Just bear with me. Let's see. Let's see. How does this look? Okay, so there goes the daily channel, more or less. I just need to ensure that it is as accurate as possible, so that at the end of the day, when we do ultimately execute our trades, or rather our entries, are also as accurate as can be. So there goes our daily channel. And what else do we see on this chart? So on the daily channel, I can see that we had a very nice M structure at this level, with the neckline being here. We saw price breaking to the bottom side of that neckline. However, we did not see price revert to the neckline to test it, and had it done so, we would have looked for selling opportunities at this level. Having said that, can you guys also see that this M structure is now complete, because it started at this point and ended at this point? So should price head back to the neckline would not have much strength in as far as I'm concerned, because what normally happens is when we have M structures and price is broken to the bottom side of that neckline, price heads down to the neckline to test it, and we look for buying or rather selling opportunities at that point, as the anticipation is for price to move further down to around this level to complete that very nice M structure. However, as I said, at this point the M structure is complete, so should price head back to the neckline may hold. However, the chance that price will not get to this point at all, because it's already at this point, right? Anyway, let's proceed. So I'm just going to add a neckline to that M structure nonetheless, because as much as it's a neckline, the area is also a strong level of resistance. So there we go. So what else do we see? What else should we be paying attention to? I don't see much really in as far as the daily chart goes. I'm just going to head down to the H4 chart. Let's see. So here we are on the H4 chart. Let me just head back to the daily chart just to fix my line. Yeah, so here we are on the H4 chart. So what do we see on the H4 chart that we should be paying attention to? I don't see much really as far as the H4 chart goes. However, I'm just going to start by adding my H4 channel as well, so just bear with me while I do so. Let's see. Just bear with me. Let me just start by fixing my my daily channel. Okay, let's see. There we go. Then just to head back to the H4 chart. Let's see. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. So in regards to the H4 chart, what is it that we should be paying attention to in as far as the GBP USD chart is concerned? So we've spoken about this M structure on the daily chart with the neckline being there, right? So over and above that, what else do we see? Another thing that is also very much interesting is that we seem to have an inverted head and shoulders pattern forming at this point, with this being the left hand shoulder, this being the head, and this being the right hand shoulder. However, the neckline is yet to be broken to the upside, and at this point in time I would not be looking for any buying or selling opportunities, because I believe that things are a bit risky at this point. And as much as we have this inverted head and shoulders pattern, what I would do is I would wait for price to close above the neckline, and I would start looking for potential buying opportunities once price closes above that neckline, right? Having said that, just to go back to the daily chart, let's see, and in fact to the weekly chart rather. On the weekly chart, remember we spoke about how we have, I'm just going to delete these channels. So on the weekly chart, we spoke about how we have, just to recap, we have this M structure over here, right? And as much as we have this M structure over here, we also have a W structure at this point, more or less, right? So it's a bit risky in as far as buying or selling goes at this level over here. And in my humble opinion, I would not trade GBP USD at this point in time. However, if we go back to the H4 chart, we spoke about how we have this potential inverted head and shoulders pattern, and I said that the best thing to do is to wait for price to close above the neckline and then potentially start looking for buying opportunities. However, just bear in mind that we also have that channel at this point, right, in as far as the H4 chart goes, right? So as much as I'm saying that we should start looking for buying opportunities once price is close to the upside of that neckline, what may happen is price may bounce off that neckline, or rather that channel, and then push further down, right? But just to go back to the monthly chart, on the monthly chart we spoke about this candlestick over here, and as far as I'm concerned, my own personal bias is for price to continue moving further down, and that is because we have a lot of liquidity stuck at this level, and the market needs to grab the liquidity at some point or another, right? So yeah, that's it in as far as my analysis goes for GBP USD. As I said, at this point in time I would not be looking for any buying or selling decisions, because things are a bit risky at this point in time, right? So thanks and peace out.